The amount of Twitter posts that I have seen in the past couple of weeks talking about just making an app go viral, making a lot of money off of it because AI has completely changed tech and it's not the same as it was before and it's so easy to make money now and you don't need to be a developer and all these things is simply insane. And I want to make a video about my honest opinion on what AI has done to the tech industry because I don't see anybody talking about this, and frankly, I believe most of the individuals that you're listening to are also giving you sort of the wrong advice. And my perspective from this comes from the fact that I've been an employee as well as an employer for over a decade now in tech space. And I was one of the first individuals to get into AI back in 2022, November 30th, when ChatGPT was first released. I started an AI consultancy around AI services. And today we do 7 figures in annually recurring revenue. And I want to just really give my thoughts on what I think AI really did to the tech industry. And if you're a software engineer watching this video, sit through until the very end because this will be one of the most important videos that you will watch this entire year. Because on a fundamental level, you need to understand what AI has done to tech such that you are able to properly understand what you need to do a year from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. And let me just tell you straight up, AI did not change tech in any shape or form, regardless of what people might say. I'm sure you're already aware that yes, AI can type code. Yes, a junior developer can do the work of a couple seniors now. Yes, non-technical founders are able to vibe code applications and begin selling them and all these things. So it might seem like a lot has changed, but in reality, all AI really did on a fundamental level is just reveal what the tech industry always was. And all it really revealed was that coding was simply a means to an end. It was never the main thing. As software engineers, we took great pride in our work. I remember 10 to 15 years ago, a lot of the things that now are being done with AI and we're really taking it for granted, a lot of that was being done manually by hand. And back in the day, complexity was what gave things value. The more difficult something was, the more nuanced somebody's knowledge was, gave value to their creation. Now, whether or not the product was useful or not, that's a completely different topic, but back in the day, complexity was the main thing. It was, hey, can you build this one thing over another person? Or, hey, I can build this and you can't build it because you don't understand the architecture, you don't understand security, all these things. Complexity was where we found our solace in as software engineers. That is what truly separated the juniors from the seniors all the way to, let's say, the managers, right? It was about how versatile was their knowledge when it came to multiple facets of software, be it architecture, be it front end, be it back end. It was really about the knowledge a particular person held with regards to the software at hand that made them a good software engineer. Now, most things, technically speaking, have become obsolete in the sense that AI can pretty much one-shot most applications. And as long as you're somewhat of a decent enough developer, you understand the basics, you can vibe code mostly anything out there on the market right now. Of course, I'm not talking about the too complex things, but for most things, you can pretty much vibe code. And what ended up happening is that complexity, the fact that, oh, hey, I can build this, somebody else can't, that got taken away from us. And that's why people say tech industry has changed. But all it really did was just reveal that coding was never the main thing. Coding wasn't what made us software engineers. Coding was simply a means to an end for us as software engineers. The only thing that we truly want to care about as software engineers is creating. And what ended up happening now that building became cheap and coding got replaced, well, what ended up happening is everything else now has become 10 times more important. The sales, the marketing, the ability to get attention, the ability to monetize that attention, the ability to get attention, monetize attention in a quick enough manner, right? All these things became 10 times, 100 times more valuable. And it showed a very brutal truth about this world. And that truth is that results are really all that matter. You can have the best product in the world, the best architecture, the best everything, but if nobody knows about it, it's not going to make you any money. And if it's not going to make you any money, it's not going to put any food on your table. Guess what? It's not going to be too useful for you now, is it? So all AI really did was just reveal the we can call it cruel nature, but it is what it is, right? It just revealed the very result-oriented nature of the tech world. Everything is about results. And all it really did is showcase and gave a prime example of slop making millions of dollars simply because it got enough attention, it went viral enough, and people understood it and liked it and ended up buying it, right? But more than anything, because it revealed what tech really was, I believe it lifted a lot of weight off of people's shoulders who were very hung up on the idea that the complexity is what makes them valuable. But now they understand it's not the complexity. It's not your coding ability. It's none of this. It's determining whether or not that thing should even exist in the first place. So not how I'm going to build it, but rather, should I build this in the first place? Who is it for? How am I going to distribute it? Who's going to buy it? How long are they going to stay with me when they buy it as well? These are the questions now we have to ask as software engineers. So we are now having to undergo sort of like a skill cleanse. Instead of focusing much more time on technical skills, we now have to understand the human side of things. The sales, the marketing, the communication, negotiation, all these things, the consumer psychology. That's what we now have to understand as software engineers, because the world went from how can I build this to should I even build this in the first place? With so much slop out there, and I'm sure you guys have seen X with everybody and their mother making posts about literally, oh, just spam TikTok content, vibe code an application, go viral, sell it, make a lot of money. You have so much content like this coming out that it's frankly a little scary to take a look at it, because all of that is just like whatever they're saying is slop advice. That's sure, are there going to be people who are able to succeed with it? Of course. There's exceptions to the rules. There's always going to be people that succeed with it. However, for the majority of you watching this video, if you want to go down that path, understand that's not what AI did to the tech industry. All it really did is reveal what the tech industry was always about. Results. Results are all that matter. And the best way to get results is to solve problems in a correct order. So not necessarily not necessarily how you build something, but rather what you should build. Do you even have the distribution for what you're trying to build? Do you have that figured out? And who's going to be your customer that's going to buy whatever it is that you're going to build? So you work backwards in this particular case. That's how you have to go about it. And frankly, if I may add another thing on top of this, is since the world is going so digital and people are thinking that AI is going to make everything even more digital, that tech is going to become even more digital, it's actually the opposite. The real moat that is going to be created by the top 1% of software engineers, it's going to be on a local enough level. I mean, you see this already happening with the ambassadorship programs from Claude and Cursor and things like that, where they're trying to promote these AI products for B2B purposes. So they're trying to get people to essentially take control of their community on a local level. I believe the future rests in the software engineers who are able to become a local celebrity, who are able to connect the non-technical to the technical world, and they utilize that knowledge, they utilize the funds they will get from that to build their digital presence alongside it. But it is going to be a symbiotic relationship. It's not going to be one or the other. It's going to need to be both. But that is on a fundamental level how AI really changed tech. So, and a lot of you watching this video might have thought to yourself, oh, it's over, everything's gone. Should I even tell my kids or other people to get into software and all these things? And your first instinct might be to say, okay, well, software engineers are over, coders are replaced, all these things. But understand that you as a software engineer, it was never about coding. Coding wasn't the thing that you did. You created. You were always a creator. And all that really changed was how that creation came to be. Coding is simply a means to an end. Now, you still have to create things, but you have to focus more on how you're going to distribute that creation, and should that creation exist in the first place or not, and what is the perceived value of that creation. So that's the questions you have to ask yourself. Your main role never really changed. All that changed is how much emphasis and focus you're going to put on which particular, essentially, section of that journey. So if you're a software engineer watching this video, the biggest takeaway for you is as follows. Understand, AI didn't really change tech. Tech has and always will be about results. Results are all that's going to matter. It's not the journey, it's not all these things. And the cold hard truth is that when it comes to results, it's all about money. Okay, it's all about the distribution, how many people see it, how many people are going to want it, how many people are going to stay with you, how much money is it going to make. That's all it is about. It's not about the complexity of what you do. It's not about how good your product is, because if nobody knows about it, it's not going to matter. None of these things matter anymore. And now we see that even more. How many phenomenal software engineers do you know that are launching project after project, amazing products, not making a single dollar, and then you have a 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid with no technical knowledge, vibe coding, going viral on TikTok or something, making a decent amount of money, right? Is that fair? Well, not gonna be here to talk about fairness, but that's not a change in the tech scene. That's exactly how tech has always been. Results are all that matters, and you as a software engineer need to understand that. So you need to upskill yourself on the sales, the marketing, the distribution, and understand all these business-oriented skills, because that's what's going to determine the next 5 to 10 years of success for you as a software engineer. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. And if you want to learn exactly how you can apply AI to your life as a software engineer when it comes to building your own thing, I'm going to be hosting a live masterclass on June 19th, talking about how I myself use it to run my day-to-day when it comes to my business, and also how dozens of other software engineers that I am currently coaching inside my accelerator Code to CEO are utilizing AI to run their own businesses to 6, 7, and 8 figures. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good rest of your day.